like you're trying really hard in life, doing the right things, taking action, but nothing seems to be happening. Whether this is with your career, dating, friendships, health and fitness, you're putting the work in, but you're not seeing results yet. So there's a few pointers that I've wrote down to make on this. The first is that growth is invisible before it's visible. And an analogy that I use quite a bit is gardening. So first you have to plant the seeds, then you have to water, a root system develops, and it takes some time before a plant starts to become visible. And it takes even longer before you harvest the fruit. So just because you don't see growth happening doesn't mean it's not happening beneath the surface. Maybe you could view it like a root system that's growing and taking shape. So most people quit in the root phase because they think nothing's happening, this thing isn't working. And hey, Taron, good to have you on the stream. Long time actually since last been chatting to you over a live stream. Obviously, feel free to jump in, ask me any questions. I don't mind going off scripts, going on a tangent. It's quite fun, actually. So, an important point to make is about timing and probability, because both those things matter in pretty much every area of life. There's times where you're doing all the right things in the right way, but not seeing the results. And that's okay. It just means that you have to keep on going and keep doing those things until there's alignment. And you have to be the kind of person who just keeps showing up, doing the right things regardless. You know, enjoying that process and just trusting that there's going to be times where things click. And it has been quite a bit of time with him doing good overall and taking action, working on things. Hope you're doing good as well. So the game when it comes to getting results, it's not trying once and quitting when things don't work. It's just showing up long enough until probability works in your favor. So what you're saying there, Taron, is that, yeah, you're saying that often in life results can be slow. Totally true. And being okay with phases where results are slow and phases where results are faster, that's all part of the process as well. And I can really give examples from pretty much every area of my life. If I go for business, for example, no, that's awesome, Taron. So if I take business as an example, so now, as Taron knows on the stream, comes to quite a few of my events. So I have some popular events, especially one at a particular cafe, 2 p.m. last Sunday of the month. But I do weekly events and have a nice community of people that come down. But the first 2 events that I did were complete no-shows. That is a bit of a lie, because I turned up both times. So the first 2 events I tried Facebook, I tried advertising different ways, no one turned up. The 3rd event, I had a couple of people, there was a no-show at some point, and then it started to pick up over time. When it comes to, when it came to finding my first client, for example, I was going all out, taking action, knew I could help someone out, take so much action, went all out, and it took me 6 months to get the first client through. But once I built momentum with those things, events, clients, you know, they come thicker and faster, results get better over time. So, you know, event attendance now is really, really good. Now it's normal for me to gain several clients each month, but you have to be okay with the slower start while you're building that momentum. But when momentum builds, then growth is faster. If I talk about, social skills, dating, when I started university at the age of 18, I had zero social skills whatsoever. Wasn't attuned to people, no emotional intelligence. I'd been completely isolated for a long time. Thanks for letting me know that, Taron. And when I started university, I'd just come off having selective mutism in the past, and basically I was struggling to make friends, meet somebody, and I was going out all the time and struggling. 4 times a week, just putting myself out there, trying to meet people, not seeing the results, but the results came later. And all the times where I just kept on going, they were all victories. Even if I didn't see it at the time, in hindsight, I can see that now. So it's not quitting at the early phases before you're seeing those results. It's good that the connection is better now. So winning is really about becoming the person who just doesn't stop. Regardless of whatever the win is, you take it. If it's a 1% improvement in your mindset, if it is you're better at tolerating rejection when things don't work out, if it's you gain a new skill set, you become a bit better at something, even that's a win. Taking all the wins really, really helps. And when you're at peace with things taking time, it's so much healthier, so much better. I guess a great example that I can talk about now, since Taron's on the stream, is health and fitness. So it takes time to really take your health and fitness up several notches. And I really started training properly. This would have been about maybe like 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, something like that. Yes, you've been consistent for quite some months now. That's great. And I know that yes, I started training 4 or 5 years ago. When I started, I wasn't particularly fit and healthy. I wasn't massively unhealthy. I was just somewhere in the range of normal, little bit unhealthy, but pretty average. Kept improving all the time, and now, without bragging, I am at a really, really high level of health and fitness. Training these competitions called Hyrox, these hybrid fitness things, done half marathons, and I get really, really, really good times in all these different things. And the thing is, like, it's about the long term. So if you took a few weeks off, then got back to it, as long as the overall trend is in the right direction, then everything's good. And in my thing, it's like, when it comes to health and fitness, I'm not competing in a particular sport. It's all around fitness. So because of that, I take any win that I can. And today I was doing the upper body push muscles. So I do these weighted press ups, weighted dips, few other exercises as well. And yeah, really, really love the training. But it took me quite a few years to get things properly off the ground. And as long as you're improving, then you're on the right path. And you can just keep on improving, keep on improving, keep on improving. And it's really that mindset, training to make progress, not to maintain. And it's good when you think that things are happening at the natural pace that they're supposed to, where there's patience and there's not frustration. And what would you say, what has helped you out with like long-term motivation? It's always nice to hear real people's ideas and bounce things off each other. And really, every project that I've started has begun slowly, and it's built over time and become a success. But if I didn't have the right mindset, could have easily quit things way too early. And even probably the most relevant example would be YouTube and social media. If you look at my YouTube channel, I have um, definitely over 600 videos by now. Really enjoying it, and something that I want to do more consistently. Now I have a phase of time where I can actually improve the YouTube channel and not just keep it ticking over when I focused on other stuff. And I've got some really cool ideas for different kinds of content I can make later in the year. Some live social type footage, podcasts. There's a guy that is a digital marketer that I'm coaching in exchange for some marketing help as well. So I'm going to build some consistency with these live streams. I'm going to be streaming to different platforms at the same time. So the YouTube stuff is going to be improving quite nicely, even if it's gradually throughout the year and beyond. But expecting the instant results, this is where people often go wrong. And really, it's just about being okay with things taking time. And what would you say, Taryn, since you're on the stream? And I think most people intuitively know that if they could win the battle of them versus themselves every single day, day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, for 6 months to a couple of years, their life would look very different. Okay, so what you're saying is what helps you out is a sense of urgency. And I would say that it's good to view things as important. I don't personally motivate myself from urgency. But I do always focus on moving forwards and obviously I get the idea that you're pushing past procrastination. So if you think you have to do something, you just do it. And I think what's really important is your relationship with the activity or area of life that you're trying to improve. If you love doing what you're doing, you really, really enjoy yourself, you're going to stick at it long enough to get the results. But if you're having a miserable time in the process and not enjoying it, it's going to be so much harder to be in it for the long haul. So, for example, if we use health and fitness, if you're really, really miserable, you're not enjoying your training, it feels like a drag, this diet, that diet, it's going to be hard to keep it up on a long-term basis because you really want to change something for life. So it's got to be sustainable. So you've got to find a way to make it fun and joyful for yourself to really stick at it. In my case with the health and fitness journey, I tried it several times in the past, off and on, before finally sticking to things for many, many, many years and getting to a really, really good place. And what works for me is that I go to several exercise classes in the week. These HIIT training classes and circuit training classes, which are really, really, really good. And because there's other people there, it's like a community, it's sociable. I book myself on the class, so there's accountability there. And it's just a fun way to train. And the instructor's really, really good. Pushes you in a way that you wouldn't push if you was just training by yourself. So that's really helped me be consistent. And as well as that, I do my own solo gym stuff, strength training as well. And it's really just grown over time. Running also, but you have to enjoy it to stick with it for the length of time that you're going to need to stick with it to get the results. Same in business as well, it really is the same. So that started off slow, but I just kept on going, and there was slow growth from year 1 to year 2, year 2 to year 3, and so on. And then last year, which was year 3 to year 4, basically doubled. So I managed to see most of your message, but it disappeared quite fast. Okay, you think that growth compounds over time? Totally agree with that. Yeah, and that's where the momentum comes in. And there's so many things that do compound, but you may not see it or be aware of it when you're doing it. So you may think that nothing's happening. But the thing with results is that you don't always control the timing. And sometimes you take so much action that a random thing you did that you thought nothing of leads to a result down the line. So you might think that, hey, wait a second, I'm taking all this action and not seeing the results. This isn't fair. But what you might not be factoring in is the timing. You might get loads of results down the line from action that you've already taken if you just see it through. So it's not wasted effort, it's building towards something. But you want to get to that stage where the fruits are coming out, the fruits of your labor. And if you stop before that stage, that's when you've really wasted time. No, it's good that you're sending messages. I like the interactivity. It's good for the algorithm. It's good for the stream as well. And you could say in a really, really simplistic way, if you keep on going, you have a chance. If you stop, you've got no chance. So really your only choice is to keep on going. And we get used to it with time and practice. That's totally fine. So feeling stuck, you need to just gather some wins, even if they're small wins. Something that's tangible, something that's concrete, something that's undeniable. Build some momentum with that, chip away, and sometimes results can just click into place down the line when you're not expecting it. What about yourself, Tara? Do you have any questions? Anything you want to put in the chat? I think I'm doing pretty well to be outside in the shorts and t-shirt. It's getting a bit cold now. But yeah, so when I started out, it was 6 months to get the first client through. Now I'm coaching about 5 sessions a week, something like this, and it's growing. So things do compound over time. And at the start, I was doing 1 event a month. Now it's 1 a week. Yeah. So with your health and fitness stuff, you're saying that the first few months were just like a drag. You had to basically just push yourself through it, just get through it, grind it out. Then it started to feel less boring. It started to feel better. And that's the thing with health and fitness stuff. You actually start to enjoy it more over time, but it's like a slow grower. It's a slow burn. And the longer you stick with it, the easier it is to keep on sticking with it, and the more enjoyable it becomes. Now I really enjoy the training, cardio and the strength stuff. Very, very, very grounding. And over time, it just gets better and better and better, providing that you stick with it. But yeah, I'm always focused on growing stuff, and definitely going to be doing virtual events as well as the in-person stuff sometime down the line. So the next few months I'm getting this multi-streaming setup sorted so I can stream from my camera, good quality. And that's great. So I'm glad you enjoyed the last event, and for sure we can talk properly. We'll talk privately, one-to-one properly. Totally understand that. But yeah, so multi-streaming next few months, where I've got a good mic and good camera. Then I can get the virtual events going as well. So much stuff that's being built, stuff in the pipeline as well that I'm working on. So it's exciting to just keep moving forwards. And anything else that you want to say, Taron? Because I'm gonna shoot off in a few minutes and basically do this multi-stream test later on. And I'm coaching tomorrow, Saturday, and I've got 2 back-to-back coffee social events, helping people out with social anxiety on Sunday. So there's loads going on, and I want to replicate the same thing with the virtual events as well. Really glad that you enjoyed them. And yeah, so basically I do 2 events the last Sunday of each month. One is a small group, and in the small group chats we can go really deep, talking about what's bothering you, moving forwards, building confidence, because it's that small group and there's that focus. Then there's a bigger event where there's more like 20 people, that sort of thing. That's more fast paced, and I basically have timers on my phone, and I get people chatting to people, then moving on to chat to somebody else. Different group sizes, sometimes 1-to-1, groups of 3, groups of 4, groups of 5. I just get people that social experience that they need to get their foot in the door, building the confidence, and also help them break the ice with lots of people. So much easier when you have some good friends, good support, good community in your life. That makes motivation a damn sight easier as well. When you have people you can talk to and people that you can check in with. So I hope that you got value from this live stream and you're motivated to keep on going. Feel free, by the way, to check out. I put a link to my website on the YouTube channel as well. So you can check out my blog that's just started coming out, weekly blog articles. You can check out my taster coaching session if that interests you. You can see what events are coming up. So I'll put a link to my website in the description. But it's good that you came to the events last month, Taron, that you're coming back, you're keeping on going. It's a long-term thing, and you are sticking to it long-term, so it's working basically. And probably the fact that you're enjoying it and you're growing is what's helping. And that's really cool. So as an example, so Taron has formed friends going to the events. Loads of other people have as well. They're hanging out outside of the events as well, which is great. And in the summer, I put on these picnic events. So there's loads of things going on basically, and it's a lot of fun as well. So I'm going to shoot off now because I have one last task to do for the rest of the day that I can switch off. So enjoy the rest of your day, and obviously we'll catch up on Sunday at the events then, Taron. Cool.